Peace, infinite waters diving deep once again. Can you hear the beautiful birds singing? Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. 10 reasons people care what others think. We're in the heart of nature. And out here, there's not too much to care about. But when you are in a really busy city, that's when you start feeling really nervous, right? Really anxious, right? Really panicky, right? Right? Yes. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? I'm gonna share with you what I learned about caring too much what people think. We all care what people think, and it is natural. But we've got to find out the reasons why we do to overcome that obstacle, because it can really be a pain in the butthole when you're caring every single second what people think about you. Now you can't do anything. You can't even go outside because you're wondering, what are you wearing, by the way? Goodness gracious, go and change it. Just stick with it. Okay. What is the first reason people care what others think? You don't want to be an outcast. Yes. Our desire to fit in is so programmed into our DNA, it's actually part of our survival. Slow motion this side. For thousands of years, millions of years, okay, evolving on this planet, what's happened? We've known that, let's just say, in ancient times, when you were part of a tribe, if you were an outcast, do you know what that meant? It meant you would go without food. Yes, no breakfast for you. You may not have the chance of mating with someone. Okay, you would be away from a society, meaning your social skills would decrease. So nobody wanted to be an outcast thousands of years ago because it wasn't looking too good for you. No food, no relationship, and you're all alone. Okay? Now, who would want to sign up for that? Nobody knows. Thank goodness we're living in different times. What I found out along my journey, that sometimes you can be in a large crowd when so many people are around you and still feel alone. Yet you could be alone and feel so at peace with yourself. Just ask the cat down the road. Okay, so if you feel like an outcast right now, maybe you feel all alone, just realize that you got to come into your own. And don't think people who are in large crowds are any happier than you. I remember just wanting to be part of a group because I didn't want to stand out. But I didn't feel good. I felt really nervous, in fact, more nervous, until I went into the wilderness and everything changed, right? I learned how to accept myself. Okay, so realize you're never an outcast if you accept yourself 100%, baby. Slow motion this side. The second reason, you just want to be normal. That is why people care what others think. We just want to be normal. Like, even our parents wanted us to be normal. They're like, go and take that off. Where do you think you're going like that? Okay? Our need, our desire to be normal is what drives people to insanity. You want the normal body. You want the normal job. You want the normal family. You want a normal marriage. You want normal food. You want normal... Oh my gosh. You're so normal. I'm really scared of you right now. I get scared when someone says they're normal because I haven't seen a normal person before. Right? I think a lot of us are pretty crazy on the planet right now. There is normal And there is natural, there is unique, there is something unique to you, and that is totally different from person to person. So I realized normal just wasn't going to work for me, because when I had this desire just to share with the world, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm in nature. I got birds up there. But I'm breathing in that good ass prana, baby, and it feels fantastic. Is this normal to do this? I'm asking you, do you think it's normal to share every single day in nature? Well, it doesn't matter what you think right now, because it feels good. It feels so natural. So that was the whole solution that helped me get over always worrying what people think, was to say, this feels so natural to me. You see, as children, we don't really care what people think because we're so egocentric. But not only that, we're so in our own world, and it is bringing us so much happiness. You see, the reason why so many people are unhappy on the planet is because you've moved out of your world to go and live in someone else's. Slow motion this side. And it's a living nightmare. So screw being normal. Just do what feels natural to you. 7-day vegan challenge. A lot of people writing into me saying that is going great. They're feeling happier than ever. They got more energy than ever. Now, the third reason people care what others think, personal story here. When I was eating a more plant-based diet about 12 years ago, I became a vegan. I was the odd one out on the table. And it came to a point in the beginning stages, people will be like, oh, do you eat this? Do you want to eat this? And at one point I said yes, because I didn't want to always have all eyes on me on the table. Do you know how left out you feel when you're the only one and then people are asking you like 101 questions and you're like, just eat your meal, right? So I know what it's like. The hardest part of eating a plant-based diet is sometimes being singled out as the super healthy, perfect one. Okay. And sometimes we don't want that label, because it's like now we have to pretend to everyone how perfect we are when we know it, actually our life is pretty much a mess, just like theirs. But we just love to eat beautiful plant-based foods. Okay. So I realized, okay, what am I going to do to not be the odd one out on the table? Because I really care what people think when they're really concerned about me, right? They're so concerned about me. And I realized, okay, we ain't going out tonight. Sorry. I can't eat with these same people day in, day out. Okay. Actually, I realized I was being tested. I had to sit and be the only vegan on the table, the only one eating a plant-based diet on the table, and be proud of it. I had to own my veganism, to say, hey, baby, pass me that. And then I actually found out that you develop so much confidence when you're the only one doing anything. Like if you are the first one to eat 1,000 grapes, I applaud you. Well done, right? If you are the first one just to do anything, you have this confidence boost, right? And it's the same way as eating plant-based diet. If you know what it's doing for you, you've seen the results, you're smiling inside, right? So just think of the benefits rather than the opinions of others. Slow motion this side. The fourth reason people care what others think. Is that you right now? You can't sleep right now? You're feeling tired? Because do you know how exhausting it is to be normal? All that energy you put in? What I realized along my journey is that how we judge ourselves is based on how other people perceive us. Let me repeat that. How we judge ourselves, well, how do you look? A lot of the times is based on how others perceive us. And that was a big wake-up call for me, because I realized I was doing everything in response to other people. Okay, and that happens from a young age. Like, we just want to please people all the time. We want to fit in. We don't want to be the odd one out. We want to get picked for the sports team, for goodness sakes. What happened to you? Were you the last one they called out? Oh my God. Don't worry about it. Now, I learned that really and truly, the solution around this was to always see yourself first before you let others see you. Like how I'm dressed right now, I saw myself and I said, oh, I love what I'm wearing right now. I couldn't care less if you don't, right? Dress to impress yourself. If you want to make a video, do it for yourself. I make these videos because it's therapy, it feels good, and other people love them too. But it always has to start with yourself first. There is a reason why so many people have depression right now, because they are always living from the outside in as opposed to the inside out. And I'm having an inner to outer experience. You see, when you are caring what people think so much, you are having an outer to inner experience. Slow motion this side. It's really not worth it. What's number 5? People pleasing. That's right. We know from our own research, when we go back, that bad behavior gives you, wait for it, yes, no rewards. As a child, if you were naughty, you got no rewards. So we had to actually be good sometimes to get more pocket money. Ever do a chore in the house? Maybe you hoovered the house and then your parents gave you like some extra cash and you're like, thanks. So it even happens in school. Okay, if you get an A grade, like you're doing more what they want, okay? If you just sit there and just write your name on the paper, you fail. So we already know that failing sometimes happens when you don't fit in to other people's expectations of what you should be doing right now. But when you do everything how people want, they'll love you for it. But the question is, do you love you for it? So I realized that, okay, when I make a video, I'm just sharing. I'm only concerned about the creative process. I don't have time to look at likes or dislikes. I've already gone past that stage years ago. I'm on another level right now. It's not about people pleasing. Why? Why not? Because if you're trying to please Danielle, Ralph, Charles, Joanna, every single person in the world, it's going to be hard. Hard. You got to please yourself first, and then everybody benefits from it. Like, have you ever just gone out one day and just said, I'm going to go for a hike. I'm going to please myself. You come back into the house, you're smiling, you're glowing, and everyone's like all of a sudden in a great mood just because of your energy is so high right now. But so much frustration, pain, and annoyance is caused because people are literally breaking their back to please people they don't even know. All because you want the rewards. But what are the rewards? What are the rewards for people pleasing? Let's go through them. So if I please you 100%, what do I get back? I only get, you might see me in a different way, but then tomorrow, guess what? You might change. You see, how you see yourself is more longer lasting, because sometimes people see you one way, then the next day they change their minds. People are as changeable as the weather, but the birds aren't. That's why they're still singing. They've been singing for thousands of years, and we love it. What's number 6, baby? You are afraid to be different. You're afraid to be authentic. And I started to realize along my journey that I was getting to the point where a lot of people didn't really know who I was. Is that happening to you right now? You're with a bunch of friends. They don't really know who you are. That's the 6th reason people care what others think. Because showing who you really are is way too risky. You got way too much to lose. Okay, and I realized that along my early journey, I would be working in certain jobs and I would have like opinions of my own. And we would be in meetings and in the staff room, because I used to work in a school, and then I used to work in so many different places. I lost track, right? But I couldn't really show people who I was because I'm like, I don't want to lose this job. I just got it. If they really knew what I thought, would I still have this job? It might cause a little bit of tension. People might start seeing me differently. The people who have nothing to lose are the most free. Slow motion this side. I'll give you a story. As a content creator, when I was first making videos, I was just trying to please people all the time. And after years doing this so long, becoming a veteran at this, I realized a secret, that it's all about you being yourself 100%. I'm just me. And I've created abundance by doing me, right? I've seen that it's worked. A lot of us in the beginning, we haven't seen that it's worked. That's why we want to fit in. We want to make everybody happy before ourselves, but in the long run, we suffer. So just realize that, hey, look, if people can't accept you for who you are, what makes you think they're going to accept you for who you're not? Slow motion this side. Let's talk about number 7. Now, the 7th reason people care what others think is because it's usually sometimes partially true. A little bit. It rings a bell. It hits a nerve. It strikes a chord. And my oh my, it's making you think right now. Maybe, just maybe, they've got a point. Okay? People tell me things all the time, like, Ralph, you should do this, you should do that. And sometimes I'm like, I don't care. Wait a minute. You might have a point. So if you have a problem with dealing with criticism, always see where someone's coming from. They might have a point. They could be saving you a lot of hassle in the long run. Like, I'm always one for an open ear if I can really trust this person, if I respect them, if I like them, I'm gonna listen. And if you've got something to tell me, and it might hit a nerve, right? I could listen to that, right? And that's another reason why we care subconsciously what people think, because sometimes it is true what people tell us. Okay, and it forces us to really look within and say, actually, wait a minute, they might have a point. And sometimes we're so in denial that, oh, I don't care what people think, that actually we do, right? Because now it's hitting a nerve, it's highlighting unresolved issues within ourselves, which we don't want to take a look at, okay? So once again, we care sometimes when people, they press a button, right? They hit a nerve. They get your blood pumping. So sometimes you got to be thankful for that, right? And sometimes you don't. Because sometimes people just pop up and you're like, who the hell are you? Go back to sleep. What's number 8? You care what people think because you don't want to lose friends. Like, where did my friends go right now? Where are the birds, by the way? You don't want to lose friends. And it happens usually during our adolescence. That's where the biggest anxiety comes in. A lot of people get anxiety attacks, panic attacks in their teens, because that's all about getting approved by your peers. Like even in school, you got the popular group and the not so popular group, and then the outcasts, who are so cool in my opinion, because they're like, I'm just going to do whatever I want, right? So we don't want to lose friends. We know once again that even in ancient times, you had women who were burnt on the stake. You had people who they were outcasts of society, right? If they didn't go along with the standard belief, if they didn't believe what everybody else was thinking, you would become very unpopular. But in the long run, your health would probably improve because you're staying more true to yourself. So I started to realize I would rather have no friends than be with friends who I don't even consider real friends. And then I started to share, and I attracted so many beautiful, amazing beings right now. And then we're just going to go out and have a massive strawberry party at your house. You thought I was going to say my house. At your farm, baby. What's number 9? You care what people think because you live your life based on how many likes you get on Instagram. Oh my gosh. Okay. I was counseling someone recently, yesterday, and we were talking about this, how a lot of people, you might post a selfie on Instagram and then it may not get as many likes as another photo you've posted. Okay, someone might have put in your old photo, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful, you look so amazing, I love you in this, I love you in that. So you now try so hard to do everything to go back to that same old photo. So now you have to ask yourself, whose life am I living? You end up becoming what other people want you to become. You get molded into their own expectations of you. Slow motion this side. Right? A lot of people right now, they equate their value with how many views they get, how many likes they get. And I did, for one short period of my life, I thought, gosh, if I get a lot of likes on a photo, it means I'm doing good. If I don't, it means people don't like me, right? Same as YouTube. I thought if I had 50,000 subscribers, it meant I was doing good. Then I realized actually, when I only had 100 subscribers, I was pretty happy. Okay? Nothing changes. The only thing that changes is what you think changes. I'm still the same, baby. Yes, I dress a little bit better. And yes, I definitely breathe in a lot better prana, but I'm still the same underneath, right? You are so much more than a like, than a view. I don't even check how many likes a video gets. Because once again, my only role is to share messages and go on good feelings. That's it. Okay? Because once you get caught up in other people's opinions of you, you now start to doubt yourself, right? You don't trust yourself. Okay? When you have to realize that you want how many likes you get, how many views you get. And trust me, if you are sharing videos on YouTube and you only have 30 views, don't worry about it. I'm watching you. And the cat down the road is watching you. We're rooting for you, baby. Don't stop. And what is number 10? The 10th reason people care what others think. Oneness. Deep down, we all know we are all one. We all know we all came here to hold hands and dance under a beautiful mango tree. Okay? We know that. So it is a natural, innate desire to want to fit in. Nobody wants to be outside because we know separation is the illusion. So it's not a bad thing if you care what people think, because you are once again honoring that oneness principle. But what helped me along my journey was to say that even though there is oneness, there is a lot of contrast. Even though there is music, there are different frequencies. And it's about finding the right frequency that works for you and that helps you to become your greatest version. And then happily, you will say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? What you think of me has nothing to do with me. It's got everything to do with you. Have a beautiful day. We're out here in the heart of nature, baby. Infinite waters. Let's just breathe in that good ass one. Stay well. Stay healthy. Diving deep once again. You